Jeff, I've never said your last name out loud. It's Goyette, right? Is that
Very good.
very good?
And usually people do not pronounce French names first
Is that
correctly the first time.
Is it French?
Yes.
Are you French?
Half, unfortunately.
Which side?
My dad's side, obviously.
Okay.
German is, my mom's side is Schmitz.
Schmitz. That's German.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Very.
Well, I heard you come up in your 73 Scout today.
Can't miss it. The only thing ladder is this beast. Right?
Well, you know what? I love that it's the 73 because this is 73, but you don't have
Yes.
trim pieces, and I'm surprised.
I have the trim pieces. I don't have them on the truck.
How come?
I can't. So when I sent it to paint, I had to take everything off, right?
Yeah.
You had to pop those little clips off the back side. And on mine, they're just little thin sheet metal clips. And they had some rust on them, so when I took them off, they broke. I haven't found the replacement.
Well, so when I got those, somebody alerted me that they were available, and they were looking good, but the clips in the back, a couple of them were there, and some were really small, and so I just took duct tape. It's kind of it goes with the truck.
Remember I was saying I was half German? I would never.
Yeah,
I would
you
never
cannot
do that.
never let that
I would
slide.
never do that.
So also, I don't know though. I'm glad I don't. The whole story about yours because you've had it for quite a long time, right?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Is it 2009 or 2010? I got it.
And you were in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, living in Jersey at the time. Wanted to actually started looking at Broncos and realized what a fortune they were even back then.
Yeah.
They wanted like $25,000 for a non-restored Survivor rust bucket. I'm like, I ain't paying.
Yeah. What else is out there?
What else is out there? So
Yeah.
I started looking at like CJ5s or whatever, and stumbled across a couple Scouts for sale. Like, I remember those when I was a little kid, but hadn't seen them around in the Northeast for a while. They all rusted out, salt on the roads. So I decided Scouts can be the
So
one
like,
to get.
okay, I'm deciding I'm gonna start searching for one. This is what I want.
I started researching, started finding out engines, transmissions, what was gonna, starting to become knowledgeable on them.
Yeah.
And settled on the Scout 2. Even though I like the 80s and 800s, the look arguably better, the Scout 2s are way more drivable.
Yeah.
So I settled on getting that. And I grew up working on junkers with my dad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad was a motorhead in high school. He had a Barracuda.
What?
Tearing apart engines, rebuilding them with his buddies. It was all
What
that.
year Barracuda? It's one of my favorites.
69. And
My buddy's got one.
That's actually what I was brought home in the hospital in, that 69.
What?
Barracuda. Yeah.
You were brought home in a 69 Barracuda?
Yeah, I was only 20. My parents were only 19 and 20 when they were married. I was born like 10 months later. So my dad still had the Barracuda and brought me home in the hospital in it. It was great.
That is awesome. The 71's probably one of my all-time favorites, but those are just probably
they're worth
at this
a lot
point
of money now.
Unobtainable.
Yeah, if my dad still had that Cuda, man.
What color was it?
It was blue. Blue or purple?
B5 blue? Because did you know I had a 69 Charger?
No, I didn't know that.
B5 blue. I told the story before, but I think I got it in
I've never seen any brag pictures.
I'll show you. I think 2001 440 RT SE, and I think I paid $12,000 for it. And at the time, I needed the money. I was buying a house or something, so I sold it. But obviously, that's the one that got away.
Nice.
But speaking of blue, yours definitely didn't look like that when you got it, right?
No. The I think the original color was like that 70s green, but someone had repainted it like battleship gray when I got it.
Like primer almost?
Not like primer, the same color but a gloss.
Okay.
Right. So battleship gray is what I called it anyway. When so I had it that way for years, and then when we moved down here 9 years ago, with some of the money from the sale of the house,
You told your wife, like, look, I've carved out a little.
That was the
a
deal.
little bit of money here. I'm gonna.
That was the deal. Yeah, I mean, she got her way with everything else, so I got some paint.
Yeah.
She, I wanted to move north. She wanted to move south, so we moved south.
But you got to paint the truck.
I wanted to live on 10 acres with a barn and a shop, and she wanted to live in a neighborhood, so we live in a neighborhood. So I am getting that thing painted.
But you got a damn good paint job.
I got a good paint job.
Who did that? Was it local? You said
no,
local?
no. There was a guy he was a professional paint and body guy, but he did work on the side. So I got a little cheaper that way. He was in upstate New York.
Okay. Well, speaking of money, how much did you pay for that? Do you mind sharing that?
Sure. For the Scout or the paint?
For the Scout.
I think I paid $899 for it back in 2000. Again,
not $899.
No, $8,999.
Okay.
Basically $9,000.
Yeah.
It cost me another $1,200, I think, to ship it out here from.
Okay.
It came from L.A. I look
So
for
it's a California truck.
Yeah. Well, I grew up working on junkers with my dad,
Yeah.
so mechanically nothing scares me, but I don't know paint and body, and I don't want to learn.
Yeah.
It's a whole art that I don't have years left of my life to dedicate myself to.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that was rust free, and it was truly rust free. So that's mainly what I was concerned about. It had some dings and ripples here and there.
Yeah.
But it was rust free.
So did it always have 33s, or was it like more bone stock?
No. So it had, I think it had 31s on it when I got it, and 4-wheel disc brakes. I'm sorry, 4-wheel drum brakes.
Okay.
Which was scary.
Well, how did because since yours is a 73, mine's a 73. I don't know if everybody knows that, probably, but why do I have a Dana 30 and you have a 44? Is that stock?
Right. So stock was 4-wheel drum brakes, a Dana 44 rear, a Dana 30 front.
So you changed yours?
Yes. So I started looking. So when I almost had an accident one time, I'm at a traffic light, and almost tapped somebody. But I said I gotta get rid of these.
Got to make some changes. Yeah.
They gotta go. So I started looking into a disc brake conversion kit for like $530 at the time. But I'd still have the Dana 30 front. So I did some more research, figured out that starting in 1975, they changed the front axle was a Dana 44 stock, and a standard was disc brakes, and they got rid of the drums.
So you just found one of those.
So I found a guy that was parting out of 75 with the same 3 to 73 gear ratio.
How long ago did you do that? Was it a while ago?
I think that was 2019. I think I did that.
Okay. See,
yeah.
I think I feel like I need to do that, but like at the same time, it's like I don't think I'm gonna break it. Like I'm not too hard on it. I mean, it would be nice, but
I don't know. I've seen you drive off road, man.
I've never been stuck.
You don't baby it though.
I've never. No, I
you
sure
do not
don't.
baby it.
I did this year though.
Speaking
of that, I had this cute little outfit I was gonna wear. This Harvester and a Holler T-shirt.
Not as cute as Josh's.
Those shorts.
Josh Kaufman.
Yeah. Where does he go shopping?
His wife's closet.
Yeah, so that was good. I don't know when this will come
Sorry,
out.
Josh.
Probably a couple of weeks, but that was a good time.
Yeah.
How many were there? Like, was it 100?
At the Harvest I think, don't quote me on the final count. I know it was over 100. So I think it was about 110 showed up for that event.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was just this past weekend.
Yeah. That was a good
Weather
time.
was
perfect.
50s at night. Got up to like 86 during the day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well,
no rain.
the first year, though, I think we went.
Yes, we did.
I mean, that was...
Yeah, we froze our butts off.
That was not fun. That wasn't fun.
No, I think was it like 24 degrees or something that night?
Something like that. I just remember
we froze.
I slept in a ski jacket, I think ski pants, a sleeping bag, and a blanket, and I had a Coleman heater in there, and I slept with my hands next to the heater.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Well, you're from Florida. I'm from upstate New York, so I can handle the cold a little better. But that being said, I wasn't prepared for that cold.
Yeah.
I did bring 2 sleeping bags, but then one of my sleeping bags had to be used for somebody else, if you recall.
I do.
So I was stuck with and of course that was the warmer one.
Yeah.
And so I was stuck with the little 70-degree summer sleeping bag, and my feet were freezing.
So since you are from up north and you're used to the cold, so in wintertime, do you just you drive without the top? No, you put it on, right? Seasonally?
I do. So probably as soon as it starts, I judge by weather, but usually it's and here anyway, it's end of September into October, maybe even November before I have to put the top on. I hate having the top on. I hate it. I want that top off as long as possible.
I have one, right? And I've kind of been working on it, making it look a little prettier, but like it's just such a pain in the ass. I mean, I don't have the hoist you do, but like if I want to put mine on,
I can build you one.
Do you think it's tall enough in here?
No.
I didn't think so. So you need like 3 guys or whatever to plop it on there, and
4.
It's just kind of a pain in the ass.
You do it with 3, someone's going to get pinched or something's going to get scratched.
Yeah. So what else did you do to it? So you put the lift on it and the wheels and tires. And I love that you
new front axle with disc brakes, 4-inch lift. First thing I did when I first got it was dual exhaust.
Yes.
All the way back. I put 4-chamber MagnaFlows on it. New tailpipes going all the way back, sticking out straight at the back. Tore apart the whole top of the engine, probably within the first 2 months of me owning it. Wasn't running right when I got it, so my dad and I, we tore that whole top. We didn't take the engine out, but we tore the whole thing out apart.
As far as you could get, right?
Redid the valid pan gasket, just everything we could to rebuild the carb, all that stuff. Put it all back together, and since
And
that time, I've never touched it.
Just put gas in it.
Just put gas in it and drive. Reliable as hell.
And you were telling me the other day you change oil like what, once a year or something?
Every other year.
Every other year.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I think I only put 16. So at the time, I forget what I'm up to it now. But when I moved it down here about 9 years ago, I'd already owned it, for a while. I'd only put 16,000 miles on it total.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So it might maybe like what, a couple thousand a year or something like that.
Maybe 2,000 a year, if that. So
yeah, so I'm sure it's fine. Would you ever make any other changes to it?
I definitely want to get my interior redone.
What's wrong with your interior?
With the vintage 70s pleather.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man, yeah.
There's not even a tear in there, is there?
No, I mean there's a couple little tears, nothing you really notice. But
that's original, right?
It is. I think so.
So what would you do? Like more of a cloth, so it's not so hot.
I like the where it's like a marine leather around the outside, and then a cloth, maybe a plaid pattern or something like that, or in the middle on the seat and back.
And do you have vinyl line or carpet in there? I don't remember.
Yeah, so it's rhino lined.
And then you have the vinyl over it, or no? Just
there's nothing on the floors but Herculean bed liner.
Because we just rode in that thing not too long ago. It was quiet, and you don't have any kill mat or anything on there either?
No, with the roof off, it's nice and quiet.
Yeah.
As soon as you put that roof on, you're like, what? What? Say that again?
But why?
It's loud,
Is it just because it's... why is it louder?
Oh, it's the metal box.
You should put some of that stuff on there.
I know. Yeah.
I just did that, and I can't reach it from here, but if you bang this fender and the next fender, it's night and day.
Did you do the spray-on stuff? Or
no,
did you do like
peel.
the Dynomat type stuff?
Yeah, Dynomat.
Dynomat.
I have extra. Want to try it?
Might try it. It's coming.
So what do you think about like the guys that do what I did with the changing the drivetrain? You cool with that?
Teach his own, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm cool
I think that's how it should be, right?
Yeah. I'm going to keep the 345 in as long as I can.
Forever.
Yeah. It's one thing my dad instilled in me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It runs.
What else could you do to that 345, you think, if you wanted to? I mean, it's got plenty of power, but like, what's the limit of that thing?
I don't know, it's probably like 175 horsepower.
Okay.
Probably something like that. But for a small truck as it is, it gets down the road just fine. I have no problems with the horsepower.
Yeah, I mean, you're going...
But, I mean, I'm thinking about... I've tossed around the idea of doing like a Hamilton fuel injection on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, why not the Holly?
I've heard good and bad about both.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that the Hamilton just bolts on and works better.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sniper takes some persuading and finagling a little bit. But that's what I've heard. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just an amateur.
Because Jeff was saying that he'd put the Sniper on.
He did.
That thing up to, 15,000 feet? And there's
14,000 feet up the mountains and never had to readjust anything for altitude or nothing.
I love how you said both. I say it the same way. Why is there an L when we say both?
Well...
Because I'm from Florida. Because my family's from Michigan.
Oh, can I pick on Josh again?
Yeah, let's go.
So I can actually say water. The correct New Jersey way.
Okay, how does he says?
I don't know. I can't even reproduce.
How do you say it?
He's a Southern Jersey guy. I'm a Northern Jersey guy.
He was saying that he doesn't like to say he's from Jersey. He says he's from Philly, but he is that part of.
Yeah, I don't like to say I'm from New Jersey. I like to say I'm from upstate New York because I'm like 5 minutes from the borders where I grew up.
Okay.
But
so you moved, would you say 13 years ago? Moved here?
No, 9. 2014.
Okay. No, you had so you had the car for 13. Is that right? 13 years?
Yeah, something like that. Again, around 2009, 2010 is when I bought it.
Why do you think that they have gotten so much more expensive? Because
more demand.
More demand.
More people looking for them.
Because everything.
The more people buy them, fix them up, get them on the roads.
Yeah.
People go, "Wow, what is that?" And they ask.
I want one.
Yeah. Plus the internet.
Yeah. Well, I think also because some of the other stuff has just got so damn expensive. It's like, so
that's true. Yeah.
Now that these are so expensive, I'm wondering, there's got to be something that's next.
You can't touch a K5 Blazer for under $65K.
Really?
You can't touch a running and driving 70s Bronco, I don't think, for under $80K.
That's crazy.
They've priced themselves way out of the market. And Scouts are better, honestly.
They're cooler. So I got one because, and I told the story before, I got one because I saw one on a movie, and I was like, what the hell is that? Because I never saw it in Florida. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to be a little different.
Yeah.
And then I finally saw one dude, he had a little red 800, and I was like, oh, shit, there's a Scout. I've never seen another Scout this whole time I had mine in Florida. Move up here, see all you guys, and all of a sudden there's, 30 of them at a time. It's pretty cool.
I hadn't seen a whole many either till I moved down here. Started in 2019. Started going to Cars and Coffee here in Franklin. Bumped into a guy named Mario. Bumped into a guy named Jared. Bumped into a guy named Bill.
So you guys randomly bumped into each other?
That's where we met.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where we met. And we started seeing each other week after week. I'm like, dang, we should start a club.
Yeah.
And before you know it, 615 Scout Club.
So how many people are in there now?
I think at last count we had like 55, 56 members.
And some guys have more than you have more than one too now.
I have two. I've got one that's not running at the moment, a 75 that I'm going to be fixing up.
When are you going to do that? Because you've had that for a while, right?
I had it for exactly a year. Just work got crazy on me, but it's sitting there. It's going to get done.
What are the plans for that one?
Not a full restoration, but first I'm going to get it going.
Does it run?
Well, the previous owner, he took the carburetor off, took the 2-barrel carburetor off, and he took the 4-barrel off, thinking he could just get better gas mileage by bolting on a 2-barrel carburetor. Well, he didn't realize the intakes are different.
Yeah,
you can't do that, and that's where he left off. So there's no carburetor on at the moment. The motor did run, before he. So.
How's the paint and body on that one? Because I think I saw
it has normal amount of Scout rust.
Okay.
It has like 2 thumb-size holes in it, and you're starting to see the bubbling on the rear fenders, and the rear end caps have some rust and a couple dents on them.
Well, it's funny because you said there was 50-something guys in the 615 club, but you also see I see random guys every now and then just driving by in one, and maybe they don't want to be a part of it. Maybe it's just something.
We hunt those guys down.
Yeah, but they're out there, and that's the thing is and some guys will just find one, and they buy it, but they're still out there. The ones
they can't hide forever.
No.
So we have the WhatsApp chat group for our 615 Scout Club.
Yeah,
and I don't know, once a month at least, somebody posts a picture. Hey, I saw this one driving on 65. Anybody knows who this is?
Yeah.
Well,
and usually somebody's like, oh, that's Mike from wherever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Or somebody will follow them and give them their name or whatever, and reach out to them.
What do you think of the electric one that they're going to do? I know you're probably not much of an electric car fan.
I'm not a fan. I'm not an electric car fan at all.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm not opposed to bringing back the Scout and making it modern and all that, but I just wish it's not a bad looking design. I just wish they had the only similarity between the old Scout 2 and this one is the shape of the rear vent, the back window.
It looks like a Rivian.
Yeah,
to me,
that's the only similarity.
Yeah,
they should have brought in round headlights. Should have made removable roof. I mean, they could have done a lot.
They're not doing a removable.
I don't think so.
But they got some pretty good guys.
I've only seen renderings, so I've never seen. I don't know if they have a prototype or not. But.
I'm always so burpy. But they have the right guys behind it, though, don't they?
I think so. They're German engineers. I know that. So.
Yeah. Well, because it's German now, right?
Yeah. VW owns it.
VW.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing.
I don't know why they would pay the money to get the Scout name if they weren't going to make it more like the Scout.
Yeah. Well,
VW has enough cool vehicles in their own right that they've made that they could bring back with those names. They got the Thing, they got the bus, of course.
Well, I think the bus is electric too.
Is it really?
Well, that's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong, but. Yeah, no, I've said it many times before, but I get it, but I'm just not in the market for one, and I probably won't buy an electric Scout.
I mean, if I might buy one just to be the first, just to be the first guy to Ellis swap it.
Would you do that?
I would totally do that. Yeah, there's gotta be a way.
Well, how are they gonna? Because usually the front is a trunk, right? So how would you? Yeah. I'm sure guys figured that. I don't know.
We figured it out. Probably just take the body off, drop it on another chassis. It'd be the quick way to do it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. Yeah, I saw the Rivian the other day, and it was like, man, that looks pretty damn close to a Scout. I think they copied them.
Different sizes too. I think the Rivian is definitely a full size, full size vehicle.
So okay, with yours, the interior. So what else did you do to yours besides obviously lift it, wheels, tires, and paint? What else did you do? Everything else is original.
I think so. I can't think of.
So it was in great shape.
Yeah,
like dash was because your dash is solid.
Original dash. Original gauges. Everything's still in there. So just fixed some dings and ripples, repainted it.
Yeah.
Got it running.
And here you are.
And that's it.
What's the farthest you've taken it?
I think I've driven it 3 hours before. That's the furthest trip I've ever taken in it. Anything over 3 hours, it's a long time to be in a Scout.
It is.
Yeah. There's some people driving a lot further.
Well, yeah, we had some friends that just drove from.
Lydia for one. You know, she drives all the way from Austin, Texas, all the way up to Harvest. That's like a 15-hour drive.
Yeah, I think she said she was like she went to Houston and then 10 hours in one day. Man, that's in a 50-year-old something car.
And it's got the original 345 engine in it too.
Well, so yeah, for that
respect, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so for that ride to Crossville, it wasn't too bad, but I didn't realize it was going to be that sunny, and that's why I'm so tan right now.
I know it
because I drove there with no.
I didn't put the bikini top or nothing, man. I lathered on the sunblock and hit the road.
Like, I was just like this, just drinking it in. I was like, son of a bitch, I'm getting burned here. But that was a good time.
I went 80 the whole way. So.
And did you caravan or did you go by yourself?
I was originally supposed to meet up with Storm, but I couldn't take off work. I had to finish something at work before I could go, so I ended up rolling out till, I don't know, 2, something like that. So he headed up. I told him to head on.
Did you see the picture of him? So you were in the car. That's right. I forgot when he.
I was in the back seat videoing. I have a video on my phone.
So we're going down the thing. He's got the ZZ Top as loud as it can be. He's like, you guys ready? Let's go.
Yep.
10 feet.
I said, that's what we first did. Remember, I just pulled up.
Yeah.
I got out of my truck and I said, let's go forward. Like, all right. Like I hadn't even been at Harvest and Harler for 15 minutes and we already broke down.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, I got it fixed. Cranks it up, music back up, let's go. 10 more feet, done.
Yeah, well, he had some electrical issues. Yeah. So he had put in, I don't know if it was a sound system or something he had done.
I don't know.
But
it kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah, so there was a hole in the floor with some tape in it that was translucent on the passenger floorboard, right?
Oh yeah, you could see the sparks. Right?
It was the hole from the air conditioning lines going through, but they weren't there. Sorry. But yeah, so it was sparking, and I can see the light coming through the translucent tape. I'm like, I don't know if I think I saw some light coming through there.
I sure enough, sat in the seat. I was like, I'm gonna let you do it. I'm not touching that thing.
Yeah, I'm an electrician too, so I'm hearing this sound. Like I know that sound.
And didn't he say? He said that was like his third or fourth motor in that thing. Is that what he said?
No,
more than that.
That's like his 5th motor in that thing. He changes motors. Sorry, Storm. He changes motors and more when he changes underwear, I think.
That's hilarious, man.
But yeah, he dumped a lot of money into his 345 last time, and then had a valve problem where one of the valves broke off, and dropped down in there, so he had to stop the engine. And he didn't want to not use it all summer, so he borrowed a 392.
He borrowed that
from his dad.
So he borrowed it.
And I don't know if it's in there. He might make it a permanent arrangement, but right now it's a 392. That's his dad's engine.
So he's going to take that.
Yeah.
You know, I ran out of gas, right?
On the way there, you told me. Yeah, at Jeff Jackson's.
So, well, it's so because the gas gauge of mine has never worked.
Mine neither.
Ever. And so I'm pretty good. Like I always drive around with a gas can.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at like just like not dumping a few gallons in there and whatever. And I drove out to Jeff's, which is like an hour.
Yeah.
And back, and put a little bit in there, and then. Before I left, I put a little bit more in there, and I'm Jeff and Lydia and who's the IH builder? What's his name? Nice guy.
JP.
Okay, so they're all pulling up like this, and I'm like videoing them, like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And I was like, the worst timing. So I pull over, fill it up, but no problem.
Yep.
I should get that fixed.
Yeah, I got a story about mine too. I have the sending unit and everything. I'm ready to change it. I went to drop my tank to change the sending unit. And I have the factory skid plate underneath there. So you got to take those I don't know, there's like maybe 6 across the front, 6 across the back, whatever. Just drop that skid plate. And then you cut the bands or loosen the bands to take the tank down. But
you don't know how much is in there and how heavy it is, right?
Oh, no. You run it down. So you're you're near empty. So it's lighter, you know what I mean? Because
how do you know if it's empty if your gauge doesn't work?
Keep track of the mileage.
That makes sense.
I get about 7 to 9 miles a gallon and just figure it out.
So how did you figure that you filled it up and then you ran it to empty? And then
I can't tell you how many times I've run out of gas in that truck.
Well, let's guess.
Friends and my wife and people have always had to come bail me out on the side of the road.
Like how many do you think, honestly?
How many times?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Since I've owned it, probably, I mean, I bet you it's been about 15 times I've run out of gas in that thing. Most embarrassing time was here. Some good friends, another couple jumped in the back, and we were going to this wine tasting event.
Okay.
Right? So we're just fairly nice, and it was summer. Not too hot, but it was about 90. And we get going, turn onto the highway, start going. I mean, I didn't make it a mile, so I'm up. Like, up, doom, died. So I put it in neutral, put my turn signal on, and coasted off to the side. And so I called my son to grab a gas can, fill it up, and head over. But in the meantime, we're just We're just sitting there baking.
We
were baking in the sun on the side of I-65.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Thanks for the ride, Jeff.
Yeah. So we were like, I don't know, 40 minutes late. By the time we get there, we're all hot and sweaty, and it was, yeah. But it was an adventure.
Well, maybe we should do that together.
I can't drop mine. So, like I was starting to say, the previous owner or somebody in its history did a great job welding on a 2-inch receiver under the step bumper. I mean, their welding skills were perfect. They did a great job. They used to give it extra support. They gave it used 1/4-inch angle iron in strategic places. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I can pull stumps, do anything I want with the thing. It ain't coming off. But the angle iron, they put it in such a way, the angle iron covers up the bolts for the skid plate.
So is it safe to say that your fuel gauge will never work?
No, it is not safe to say that. I have a plan.
Yeah, okay.
I have a plan, and the plan is in the bed. I'm gonna take some measurements from a junker, get the measurements just right, and cut a trap door in the bed.
Okay.
So that I can access at any time.
Okay.
And so I cut the hole in the bed right over where the sending unit is, because it comes out in the top of the gas tank. Then I can change it from the top side.
Look at you.
That's my plan.
But that you're going to cut a hole in the car.
There's a lot of things that I have. My plans all are contingent on previous plans. Right, I can't do the interior until I do that. Right. So that's got to be first.
What other issues do you ever have with yours? And
I've only mechanically broken down 2 times since I've owned it.
One was over here.
One was just a couple months ago on my way to your house.
Yeah.
Right, and it wasn't even a mechanical issue. The negative terminal broke off the battery.
Yeah.
The die cast broke, and I just couldn't fix it on the side of the road. But
the tow truck driver could.
The tow truck. So we how long did we try to get that thing going with jumper cables and this and that? I just couldn't make it happen.
He comes over there and.
He came over with the little the jump buddy thing.
Yeah.
And he hooked onto the wires and he was able to fire it up and get it going. And then I drove home. But yeah. So
what about the other time?
The first time it broke down, I was living here, and that was about 5 years ago, and the 40-something-year-old mechanical fuel pump finally decided to die on me. But the good thing is, a lot of the components on these internationals were used in many different cars. The gauges, all those things were used on different cars.
Yeah.
And that fuel pump was used on like 20 different cars in the 70s. So I went to O'Reilly's. They had one on the shelf. Came back, swapped that out. It was on the road in 30 minutes.
So speaking of parts, so if you ever like, I know there's a lot of those websites out there and different companies that sell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you usually use if you buy stuff?
That depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Right. If it's something that's a real pain in the butt to change, I want to get the best quality.
Yeah.
So I'll buy a remanufactured or a new old stock or something like that.
Yeah.
Doug IH Fixter down in Lebanon, he's a great source for parts and knowledge. But there's a lot of online stores.
Well, speaking of that NOS stuff, do you know the whole story about Jeff's Patriot? I'm sure you do. I learned a lot from him.
I've heard most of the story.
Did you know that it took him, or he used 50 scouts to make that?
And they were all on his property?
Well, probably. But
he has a bunch that aren't running.
And all of it, it's like, I mean, if you've ever really looked at it, spent some time and really looked at it, but, it's like he calls it brand new 1976, and it is. I mean, you look at some of that stuff, the bolts, everything,
that truck is better than what it was when it rolled off the factory.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And we went for a short little drive, and
the man knows what he's doing.
I was riding in this thing, and I was like, I mean, it was quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's his thing, and he's been doing it a long time,
yeah,
and he's perfected his skills on the IH harvesters for sure. Yeah, they're great. That's his baby, that 76.
I know. I could tell you, even the way he drove, I would drive it the same way. It was just cruising.
Yeah, you're not going to see that thing too much on the trails, right?
I don't think so. Speaking of trails, did you take yours at Crossville
this weekend? No, I didn't.
How come?
Because last time I went and bogged on the trails and stuff, it took me like 2.5 hours to pressure wash all the mud out from underneath it. Because there's a lot of little nooks and crannies underneath there where mud likes to get stuck up in there, and it takes a while to get out.
I wasn't gonna. So the year before, or 2 years ago, I did that. I went pretty aggressive plus, or
it wasn't too muddy this year. I would have, but I just didn't get around to it.
But yeah, I mean, there's still stuff on there. Like the other day, I was sitting right here, and I was like, oh, there's some Crossville mud sitting on there. But.
Yep. I mean, several times I've been cleaning it, and then been underneath there with the pressure washer and found a new little nook, and then I hit it with the pressure washer, and before you know it, like bucket full of mud comes out.
Rat flies out of there.
You know?
It's probably been sitting
So,
there
yeah.
for.
The end caps is a good one. You gotta get your nozzle right up underneath the taillights because a lot of mud can get flung up under there and stay.
Are you running? Speaking of taillights, are you running like LEDs or are you just running like
LED headlights in the front, but the rest of them are just still standard bulbs. Yeah.
Have you changed those? I mean, they still run good for you?
Yeah, I change them once in a while.
Yeah,
Again, I don't put a lot of miles on it, but
yeah.
I change probably every bulb in there at least once or twice.
What are the odds? Okay, I always ask these people this question, but is that like forever? Would you ever sell that?
Probably not. If I ever did sell it, it would only be to buy a better one.
Buy a better one.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably not.
But does it have like this? Does it mean a lot to you, or is it just kind of?
I've had a long time. I've had pictures of my kids when they were little, all climbing it and over it. So yeah, I'm and plus it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it's never had to have rust replaced. Sheet metal's on all the original sheet metal.
Yeah,
except the floors, but yeah, it's good.
Do your kids drive it?
All of my kids drive it first. It's the first vehicle they've ever driven, like in our neighborhood, like before they get their license or whatever, and they get their permit. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I have a photo. Even my youngest is 15 now, and she just got her permit. And she drove it first around the neighborhood.
So it's been a long time, but so when you go get your or your license, do you have to bring your own car and you do a driver test, right? Do you still do that? I'm sure, right?
No, they provide cars now. Yeah. So you drop them off. We drop them off like Brentwood driver training, right? And they.
I was gonna say that would be pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, they got these little. I don't know what they are, little Toyotas or something to drive around.
But I mean, that would be pretty amazing if they pulled up and I'm ready for my driver's test.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. You get the Kill Code Award for that.
Well, so you could leave it in the family, right? Would you ever give it to like, one of your?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to.
You have somebody to choose from, though.
I'll be.
You're right.
How do I choose? That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. The oldest? Is that how it works? I don't know.
Probably, birthright. That makes it simple. I don't have to justify. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I'd ever sell these. I mean, it's they mean too much. I think.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just dump more money into it and make it better rather than have to purchase it better.
Well, see, and that's the thing too. Is like I don't think it ever ends, man. It's like I mean, unless you get one, you buy one that's just been completely redone, right? But like for me, there's so many things I need to do it. I don't think it would change the look of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But all these things that just for safety and because I take my kids in it and stuff, there's always something.
Yeah. Do you have discs on the?
Oh yeah.
You do? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a must.
So what I want to do is I need to figure out my steering issues. So I even thought about it last night. I was like, I wonder if I should lower it. I'm thinking about getting rid of the spring over and getting a 4-inch and putting 33s on it instead of the 35s.
Lower a Scout?
Well, it would be the same height as yours.
You might want to take that out. You might want to edit that one out in post. That was bad.
No, because even if I did lower, it'd be the same height as yours.
Okay, man, ooh.
You know what I mean? No, just because I don't know. Because after riding in yours, you were.
Well, you got like a 6-inch lift, right?
Well, it's a spring over.
Yeah, so the minimum you can get with a spring over is 6.
And so I think it would just drop it 2 inches, and I'd put 33s on it. But I don't know.
Those are 35s, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So because I still haven't put it in here with the top on it yet, I don't even know if it'll fit with the roof rack.
Yeah,
because that would suck if I did all that.
It doesn't add that much height.
With the rack still? I don't know.
Oh, the roof rack. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, I'd hate to put the top on it. All of a sudden, I can't fit it in here.
Yeah. That's definitely consideration.
Because I haven't had a top. I never had when I first got it, I had a top, but I didn't have a garage.
So my garage right now, that's a concern for me. I'm only lifted 4 inches, and that's a concern. I got 4 inches and 33s. And with the top on and the roof rack.
It's close, right?
So it fits through the doorway fine, the door opening, but my garage door doesn't pull the garage door back far enough to clear it because it hangs down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got to wedge something. I got this 7-foot piece of track light I wedge up in there to push the door up higher so I can make it in. And
yeah. So that's just a thought. But again, that's not like I'm making lowering it. It's actually costing me money. I mean, I have to get the lift. I like the wheels and the tires.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of wheels, I like your 15s, right?
Yeah.
See,
Mickey Thompson's. Yep.
More rubber, less steel. That's just a personal.
Yep.
Especially on the older stuff.
On the trucks, definitely.
You get some of the guys with the 22s or whatever. I like the more rubber.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So what else, man? With the scouts.
That's it. I mean, I just got next on the project is to either redo I don't know which one will come up first. Either redoing the interior or fixing up the 75. The 75, I think, is going to be a long process. I got it because it needs everything. And I was real good in my earlier years with dragging my first son out there and having him help me work on trucks. And so I taught him a lot. He is naturally mechanically inclined, and he loves it. He got into it. Now he's buying and selling his own trucks all the time, fixing them up, doing stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, to the point where he doesn't even need my help. You know, he's
He's
22 now, and mechanically, he's not afraid to dive into anything on it. He'll tear his trucks apart, and
that's awesome, man.
Yeah. I remember the first time it was a proud dad moment. We were at Cars and Coffee in Franklin, and he was going to meet me, and he had a beat up old Bronco, a 1989 Bronco.
Love it. That's what the square headlights are. Square, but
so I went there early, about 7 o'clock, to get parking spots for everybody in the club, and then he was going to meet me up there later. And he calls me up around 8 or 9 saying the alternator went bad in his thing, and he died on the side of the road on the highway. So I'm like, all right, I got some tools with me, but I'll go back, get some more tools, and we'll get the. And he's like, no, I'll go pick it up and see if I can change it. I'm like, all right. Calls me up like an hour and a half later. Got it done. I'll see you in a few minutes.
That's awesome.
Without any of my help, I was like, that was a proud dad moment. Yeah.
Did he sell that one?
He did sell that one. Yeah. Now he's got a '94 Tahoe.
So I had a 90. Wait, that's it looks like the up to 99, but the dash is square, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I had a 97.
Yeah.
I love that truck, man.
Yeah. I think 97 was like the last year they made the tailgate in the back. After that, it was just barn doors.
Okay, because they made that to 99, I think.
Yeah, 99 was last year. I had a 99. Yeah, I had that one lifted with 35s.
Did you?
Looked more like this, brush guard and a winch on the front of it, and everything was awesome.
Actually,
it was a Yukon. It was a Yukon, but they're the same thing.
I had a 93 Bronco, and I think I told the story, and I drove it. I probably had 120 or 30,000 miles on it, 33s. And I drove it from Miami to California and back. And
that's all
perfect.
Yep.
It was great, man. Gas was a buck. It was awesome.
Cheap back then.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Can't do that. I just saw something on the internet. Someone's posting pictures in California. They got like $7 a gallon gas in California right now.
Do they really?
It's nuts. Yeah.
What else is going on over there?
I don't know. You want to drive a Scout in California right now?
What do you think of the new Bronco? Do you like it?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's it's formidable. It looks great. It's a good throwback to the original.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Well, I hope Scott they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Wish they put a gas engine in it, but I'm not in charge.
They should give us an option. Do a Scout. Do an electric and a.
Why don't they?
Gas. I think it'd be a great suggestion. They should have because International's still in business. Have them make the motor for it.
Yeah, like a little diesel. Even if they made like a little diesel or something like that.
Anything, yeah. Like the original Scouts. I mean, how many different motor combinations could you get for? I mean, it was ridiculous. They had a lot of options.
Yeah, quite a few. Do you ever go to those national things and those homecoming things?
Yeah, I've been to nationals twice. I haven't been to homecoming yet. But yeah, you'll never see more Scouts and
but it's
IH
also
trucks.
isn't it just kind of like a car? Is it like it's like a car show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Just walk around and hey, that's cool.
It is. You'll see a lot of more high end stuff there because
and they do like a build off, right? Levi does like some
Levi won it and like did he win it? I can't remember.
I saw. I think did he do an 800? I think it was awesome, man.
Yeah. I can't remember.
He does good stuff.
It was either Levi or Dustin won it in like 2021 when I was there, and then last year I can't remember who won it. But the build off is actually a highlight of the weekend. Yeah, because they spare no expense and there's some nice trucks in there.
Who gets those? After some
people more money than me.
So I guess I like
usually
that,
they're sold already. Yeah.
Really?
So yeah. I think Dustin. Yeah, the blue one, a beautiful one that Dustin did. The Scout Man down in.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he did a beautiful blue and white one with a blue and white plaid interior on it. It was gorgeous. Absolutely loved it. But it was sold before he even brought it there. So in fact, I think he met the owners there to hand the keys to them.
He's like, first let me win my award.
Yeah.
And then you can take it.
Uh-huh.
Those guys do some cool stuff out there.
Yes, they do.
They sure do, man. I don't have the talent for it, but I think it's awesome. Yeah. Well, cool, man.
Yeah, it's worth the trip. I just wish they would have it not in August. And it was really hot.
Yeah, I mean, especially, I
Yeah.
to me, the Scout is no top. And so if it rains, I don't drive it. Unfortunately, we got stuck in the rain today.
I did.
Or if it's too cold,
Did
I
we
don't
talk
drive
about
it.
that yet? I don't even
No,
know.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming over here in the
So
rain.
he keeps like, oh yeah, well, I might be a rain delay. I don't know. Then I said, oh well, it's cleared here. A little dark to the north, but I think I'll make it.
Yeah.
Jumped in the Scout. I didn't.
Well,
I didn't make it. I got dumped on.
And I've said that before too. It's like, there's been many times where I'm sitting there and it's like it's not going to rain, and it does, and then you're just sitting there and it's like, well,
Sometimes you get wet.
I'm just getting wet. Everything will be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time you leave with the roof off,
Yeah.
you roll the dice. Sometimes you get wet.
I mean, there's no button you can push where the roof just goes back up. It's not that easy.
No.
Have you ever had a soft topper on yours?
Not. I have a soft top, but it's tan. I don't really like the color combination.
I hated mine.
Yeah. I remember you had one for a long time.
Until
this year, right? You had it on it?
The top itself, whatever the fabric, was great, but the hardware was just so cheap and it rattled like crazy.
Yeah.
Like the things are flapping and
It's tough to make one because, especially when they have the windows open, it's basically a kite back there.
Yeah,
It's-
that's what it was. It was like, and you could safari it, which I thought was, this where you roll up the sides.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I like that. I like
thought
that
that was
look.
cool, but-
I like that look.
Yeah, it just wasn't my favorite. I sold it to Storm.
Oh, the top?
Yeah, he took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he bring it up was on it this weekend?
I don't think. No, he had that like net thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the sun shield thing.
That thing was pretty cool too.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you coming, man.
No, happy to do it.
Was that fun? I had a lot of fun.
It was great.
Did you?
I wish I was gonna get a rip on Josh Kaufman more, but
Oh, let's do it. We have a
Oh,
couple
yeah?
more minutes. Let's rip on him. Are we gonna make fun
I
of
mean,
his
I
shorts?
don't.
What are we doing?
Where do you start? I mean, I don't. He's got a cool Scout. I'm not gonna.
He's got a couple cool scouts.
He's got a couple cool Scouts. The interiors are real original, neat stuff. I mean, I don't have a cowboy hat holder in mine.
I mean, I think I think you can get one.
Probably. I mean, I can't wear my wife's shorts, fit into my wife's shorts like he can. But
See that oddball. Have you seen it in person?
yeah.
I mean, and the fact that they only made it.
I was there not long after he bought it. I stopped by and took a look.
And did you hear the story about the article where he thinks that like he was at this car show?
Oh, and he had the original article.
And he has
and thinks it's the same Scout.
He thinks it's the same thing.
Yeah, because it's such a rare one.
Yeah.
It could very well be.
How cool is that?
That's a very cool story.
God, who's that guy? Family truckster, nice guy. It's Josh's truck is there in Lebanon.
You talking about Doug Scott?
No, I feel bad. I'm forgetting his name. But there's another oddball there, a Traveler with that killer lightning bolt. It's blue, and they're working on that one. Because I think that they're pretty. Like I asked Josh, I was like, "How many are known to exist?" And he thinks like that he knows of like 2, or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
Pretty badass.
Who knows if the other one's even on the road?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It is. I love that about the Scouts. How back in the '70s they went nuts with options.
Yeah,
you could get PTO-driven winches, not electric. You could get farm implements that you can pull behind your Scout. You can get a brush hog for the back of your 800 and mow a field with it.
Well, see, and that's what's cool about them too is I think that's what people did, right? And so like they trashed the shit out of them, right?
Yeah,
and so
that's why they're so rare.
To find a good original one, there's probably still out there in some guy's garage and hasn't been touched forever. But
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like the Broncos and those things. I mean, they were $2,000 or whatever.
Between the farm implements, the exterior details, the interior packages, they had. That's why you don't see how many have Scouts have you seen that are exactly like? Ever seen 2 exactly like? I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either. No. What colors was yours originally?
I think it was like like that dark forest green originally.
What's the name? Do you know the name of the?
I don't recall. I should pull up probably have the line set ticket on my phone.
Because this one was, I think it's Grenoble. You can see under the hood. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to paint it back, but
yeah,
I think I'm just gonna leave it because it looks badass.
Yeah. No, I like your color combo. It is pretty bad. The flat black.
That's Mako right there, man.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. I just hope your duct tape holds on the.
Oh yeah, they haven't fallen off yet. But I can't think these were like $100. And because I drove it for so long without them, and I think
I've got the rings. I just need the clips to put them on. So I got the.
Well, I think that should be a good project for you this weekend.
Yeah, maybe I'll call up Glancy or somebody and figure out who's got them.
I bet you the other Jeff has some.
I don't know if he's got a 73. I don't think he has those.
Have you seen his little parts thing?
He's got a pretty good collection.
Pretty good collection.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good collection. Yeah, I think he has 14 total. I think, maybe more.
I think he told me he had 20-something.
20-something?
But I think in between here and Colorado, I think he's got quite a few.
Maybe 14 of them are scouts. I don't know. Yeah.
But I think that's a good weekend project for you. I think you should figure out how to put the trim pieces on, and I think you should drill a hole or cut a hole in the back and fix your gas tank.
That I'm not doing
and
this
then once
weekend.
you're
I
done
could
with
do the
that,
trim rings.
then you can do mine.
Deal.
Do you want to?
Well, yours, you can drop the tank on yours, so
Yeah.
yours shouldn't
You
be
can help
too
me.
bad.
I'll hold the flashlight.
I'll help you. I've helped you before putting carburetors on and stuff.
That's right, you have,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that as much as I appreciate you coming here and doing this with me.
I'm happy to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, man.
All right. Later, man.
Thanks.